Hi everyone, I am Pratyush Kumar Deka. Today we will be starting with Unit 3, that is data analysis, and we will be starting with the first topic, that is Introduction to Spreadsheet. So first, today we will see how we are going to read data into Excel using various different formats available. First, mainly there are two formats. One is regular Excel format, and the next second format is the text format. The extension of text format is .txt, and the regular Excel format, it can be available in two files. One is .xlsx and another one is .xls. Okay. Now these are two different formats. The datas are available in the market for different types of data available from the market. Okay. Then the point is how we are going to read that data into our Excel. Okay, so now in case of text format, there are three different types available. One is comma separated files that can be stored in .txt. Another one is tab delimited file, that can be stored with .txt, and third one is fixed with. So we'll see some examples of each one of this type. Right, so the data we will be using actually is selling office supplies online. So this data is about selling office supplies online. Okay, and this data actually contained from a store in Canada, and that is stored in this file called store sales. And depending on the format, the file format will be changed. And I will be showing you demo how to read the Excel data into your Excel. So now you can see I am using online Office 365. Okay, so if you go to Office 365, so I already have those files in my OneDrive. Okay, you can see this file is store sales.xls. This one store sales.xlsx. So both are different, although both are Excel file format, but the file formats are different. Now apart from these two, we have three other text files. You can see all extensions of all these three files are .txt, but the first one is comma delimited, second one is fixed to it, and third one is tab delimited. So I'll discuss what is the difference between these three. Okay, so first let's open this one. Right, so it is opening online, so it is taking a little bit of time. Please be patient. Now see, this is the data that we have in our hand. Okay, so you can see different types of attributes are available for the data. Okay, so this is order quantity. Again, there is another field also available over here. So see, this is order ID. That means, and this is unique, because for every order ID there is a unique ID will be generated, and that is stored over here. Then the date of order, so on which date you have made the order. Okay, then order priority. So whether it is low priority order, it is high priority, not specified, critical, medium. So different levels of priority level are there, and according to that, this is stored. Then order quantity. So for order number this, how many quantities you have ordered. Okay. Then sales. So that is actually in terms of USD. So this much of total sales have been happened. Then ship mode, that is how actually you are going to ship the item. So one is express air, delivery truck, regular air. Again, different levels are there. So we'll go through this data when we discuss the how actually you can organize your data. We'll discuss in detail about this. Then shipping cost. So now what is the cost of shipping? So it is again in USD. Okay. Then which province you are sending, right? So different provinces are there. customer segment, it is consumer, small business, corporate, home office. Then what is the product category that you are selling? So different types of product categories are available. Okay, again for each product there are different subcategories available. Okay, so categories have been given over here. So it's not given, basically it's these data are stored when you order something or sell something online. Okay, and you can see product container, so whether it is small box, medium box, wrap, different categories are there. And what is the date of shipping? Okay, so this is the data available with us. And see, now since this is in .xls, so this is .xls, so it is directly opening in the Microsoft Excel, which is online, and we can access this Office 365 online through our Galgudias University email ID. Okay, it is free. Right, so this directly opening all the data here, and you can see how many data are there. So you can, what you can do is you can just go over here, control down arrow. You'll see how many rows are there. So there are about 8,400 rows are there. That means 8,400 order ID. Okay, and we are going to do different types of analysis over this data. Okay, so first thing, reading the data. So we have read this XLS file in our Office 365, so that is done. Okay, then uh, next file is .xlsx. So it will take a little time, please be patient. So again, see, same type of data, everything you can do in .xls, that also you can do over here also, but only thing is the format is a little bit different for different criterias. Okay, now what we'll do is, now so this is, I am doing this through online. Now how you can read data into your own desktop software? Since I am using Linux, so I don't have Microsoft Office, we have this WPS. Okay, so now if I go to the data I have, so now see, this is tab delimited. So if I open this data, right, so these are actually in the text format. Okay, so now what will happen if I open this data through the Excel, or how I can open this data through Excel, because you cannot do any kind of data analysis using the text file. You have to make use of spreadsheet. Okay, so how we can do that? So just right click over here, open with other applications, WPS spreadsheet, select. So it will open in spreadsheet, right? So now you can see, so this is coming, since this is the text file, this is coming in a single column. So you can go to this, so there are no data, right? So what you can do is, now you select Control A. Okay, go to data, go to data, then text to columns. Okay, you can see, separate the contents of one spreadsheet cell into separate columns. Okay, for example, you can separate a column of full names into separate first and the last columns, right? So if you click on this, now you have different options, right? So one is delimited. So when it is delimited, so if the fields, the data are separated by comma, then you can use this delimited, because comma delimited. Tab, if the or data are separated by tab. Okay, so then again you will select this delimited. Okay, but if there is a fixed width between the data, then you are going to select this. But now we are actually selecting comma separated, so you go into delimited, then next. Okay, so this is not tab, this is comma, right? See, you see this is getting separated, right? Then next, so it is generated, then finish. Now you'll see, so this data will be converted into spreadsheet. Now we have, similarly we have order ID in a separate column, order date in a separate column, order priority in a separate column, similarly for all the data. Okay. Now suppose we have to, okay, all files. Now suppose I am want to work with tab delimited, so I am going to open this. See, now it is opening directly because we already configured that one, right? But again, if you don't want to do that, close it. We'll start from fresh. Okay. So now tab delimited. So right click on this, open with other applications, spreadsheet. So it is directly opening because we have already set it up, right? Then let's open the fixed weight. See, this is coming like this. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll select all, right? Go to the data, text to columns. Okay, so it is already separated out. Okay. So fixed to it. Next. Now there is one problem you might get. See, now you can see this is actually a single column ship mode. So we have to remove this. Okay. Now again I'll give you another example. So you have to check it out whether this data have been read correctly or not. Okay. Now you see here uh, product container. So this has been divided into two, right? So what you can do is you have to remove this one, right? So rest all fine, right? Check it out once again like this. So you have to be very careful while reading the data into Excel because if you don't read the data well, then you cannot analyze the data well, right? So your analysis will be incorrect, right? So you see now this data has been converted into the pure Excel format. Now you can do any kind of analysis. So this is how you can read your data into Excel format. Okay. Okay. As now we have seen how to read data into Excel. Now we'll perform some operations on those Excel sheet, right? So we have seen there are different formats. Mainly there are Excel format and text format, right? Now in Excel format we have two different types, and in text format we have three different types, right? So one is comma separated file, one is tabbed separated file, one is fixed weight, right? So that means these are actually how these are different. So I, as I already shown you, if you look at these files, so if you open this file, you will see so these values are actually separated by comma, right? So if you look at order ID, then order date, order priority, order quantity. So everything is separated by comma. There are no space and nothing between one element and the other element. Okay. Similarly, then for the values also, we have this 928, then comma, then the date. Right. So all the values are separated by comma. Okay. Next, if you look at the tab delimited file, you'll see every element, right, is separated by a tab, right? So this is actually one tab, right? How it can be done? If you press the tab key, it will come, right? So it is separated by tab. So if you look at every header and the data, so every data is separated by the tab, right? So this is tab delimited file. Okay, now if you look at fixed cells, so now see there are actually spaces have been given. So first it is actually two spaces have been given. Then you can actually count two, three, four, five spaces in between the element. So space having random, right? So some width have been given between the elements. So these are three different textual formats, and we have two different Excel format. Both are as it is. Both are same. Only thing different is so there are actually some fonts related thing, the version related thing. They are actually different. Rest we can work on any one of these. Okay. So earlier version of Microsoft Office have this XLS format, but now current version of Microsoft Office use this formats. Okay, so let's open this file again. Then we'll perform some operation. Right. So we have this order ID, then order quantity, right? So these are the now see now the point is the first line of this file is actually called header. So these are actually every this order ID, order date, order priority, order quantity. So these are headers. So if there are no headers, then it is very difficult to understand the data, right? So if the data you have, if it contains the headers, then it is easy for us to understand the data, right? So until unless we understand the data, you cannot do anything, right? So no manipulation can be done because you don't know about the data very well. You cannot analyze the data very well because you don't know what that actually means. So if you have some this random number, you don't know what this number is referring to, right? So now if you have given sales, that means okay, now you know, okay, this is a sales volume or sales price, right? So we, for this order ID on this date, the order priority is low, total number of quantity order is 26, and the amount total amount is 390 rupees, right? So now suppose you want to calculate the price of a single unit. So you have this number of order quantity and you have this sale, right? Now you want to calculate the price for a single quantity, right? So how you can do that? So first what you do is, for now we want to find out the price of a single unit. So what we have done, we have added or inserted one column here, right? So how you can do that? So what I have done, I have select right click on this button, then insert a new column, right? So here I have created insert column, right? So that button actually inserted this column in between this sales and ship mode, right? So this is one thing. Or also you can actually go from here and you can insert a new column over here, right? So but the best way or the simple way is to click on this, okay, then right click, then you can see you can delete, insert the column, you can delete the column, you can clear the content, and there are many other options, right? So we'll deal with that later. So single unit price, again you have to, you if you don't give the header name, then you will not be able to understand it later on by yourself, right? And see now, see if I have written single unit price and it is not visible totally. So for that what you need to do is you just go here and you get this arrow, double click, okay, so it will occupy the space. Okay, so now it is visible clearly. Now what we can do is, now one thing, so if the order quantity is 26 and the value is this 390, so how do you calculate the value of a single unit? So for that you just go here, right click, you now you have to apply mathematical function. Okay, so how you can apply mathematical function now to find out the price of the single unit? What you will do is you will divide this number by 26, right? So and how you can do that? So you can inline do this. You can write 390.2 divided by 26 and enter. So the single unit price is 15. But the point is now we have to calculate this for entire order. So now we have around 8,400 order. We have already seen that. So total number of row is, you see, there are 8,400 orders are there, right? So what you need to do is you need to calculate the unit single unit price for every order, right? So this is very hectic. You have to do it 8,400 times, right? So for that, how you can do that? How you can sort out this? So this is how you sort out. So instead of writing the value hard codedly, uh, instead of hard coding, what you can do is you can actually use this. If you have applied this equal function, then you click on this. You see, you have got this cell number. So how you will get E2? So you see this is in the column E, right? And on which row it have 2. So the column number E, the row number E2. So E2 is the cell, right? Divided by this cell. So what is this cell? This is D2. So this is the D column and second row D2. Then you enter. So you are getting the same value, right? So now how do you calculate the same thing for each the other rows? So what you can do is you calculated this. Similarly, what you can do is you can actually go to this point. So this point, if you look at this very carefully, if you go, so see, you are seeing this symbol. So just drag it, right? So it will automatically calculate the value of the single unit, right? So if you go here, now you see the formula have been changed, E3 divided by 8 D3. If you look at this, E4 by D4. So similarly this will be done, right? So now you have to drag it till the last row again. You can also sort this out. So what you can do is you can actually go there and double click. See, automatically all the values have been calculated. So randomly, if you calculate or click on this, you see this is E57. So this is the eighth row, eighth column, and 57th row, right? E57 divided by D57. So this is how you get the single unit price, right? So this is about actually calculating or adding an column into the Excel sheet and do some operations. So the first operation we have done is we are actually having some mathematical operations. So similar way, you can also add, you can also divide, you can subtract, right? You can multiply, you can do everything over here, right? Now coming to so now suppose you have these elements, right? So sometimes what may happen is you want to sort something. You want to apply sort, okay? Right. So how do you want to sort? So one thing is what you can do is you can actually sort in this way. So you want to sort using the dates, right? So what is the first order you received? So what you can do is you can sort, right? So for this sort, we can where you need to go. So here you will find every function. So if you look at this, so this is the sort, right? Now directly you are getting an option sort ascending, means in ascending order means A to Z, and descending means Z to A, means smaller to larger, larger to smaller, right? So if you write short ascending, now see what happens, that it says that okay, you have selected this data, but apart from this you have another data also, a lot of data are there with you, okay? So it is asking for do you want to extend or not. So we are selecting expand and sort, you see. Now what is happening? So from 2009, you are getting this order in ascending order, right? So this is how you can apply sort. Now suppose again go to sort. No, you want to see from the current moment. So how the order have been given. So go there, expand again, expand, yes, expand. So now you'll look at okay from 2012 to 2009. Okay. So this is one way. Also, what you can do is you can actually select control all. Okay. Go to sort, right? Sort ascending. Okay, now which method is used? So you are not clear about that. So for that, what you can do is, so I undo whatever I have done. So I went to custom sort. Okay. So now see, so this is how you can actually apply sorting. So on which quantity you want to sort, right? Suppose I select order date, that I have already done, cell values, not anything else. So these are the column on which you want to sort, right? Then sort on what values, color, or something else. No, so we want to use the cell values only. So sort ascending or descending. Okay, we want it to be ascending. See, according to the order date, the data have been sorted, right? So this is how you can apply sorting. So there are many other ways you can apply sorting. Again, see now when I did that, so I forgot to tell you one thing. You see, I have clicked on this. My data has headers. So if I don't click on this, what will happen? This the first row will be considered for sorting also. So now you see you have this column numbers. This one, okay. But earlier on, if I click on this, you see the column number is are actually the headers of the data, right? So it is very important to check on this button. My data has headers. Okay, when you click on this, the first row will be considered as headers, and accordingly you can apply sorting to your data, right? So now what you can do is, suppose you want to sort on uh, sales, sale values, sort ascending or descending. You see, according to the sales value, it is assigned, it is sorted, right? So similarly you can apply sorting. Okay, so this is done for sorting. So next we'll discuss some other topics, right? Like filtering, pivoting. This is the source from where I have collected the informations, and there are many sources available over internet. You can go and search. Now, for any queries, you can contact me on this email ID, that is pratyus.deka@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. So this is our Galgotias University domain email ID. So you can contact me on this email ID for any further queries. Thank you so much.